Not talking about you, but who is actually the strongest member of the Shield?
Not including
Not
me. I was
including
going to
you.
say easy me. I'd have to go with Seth, man. Not nothing. Dina's a strong guy, but the way Seth trains, he's really big into CrossFit, functional lifting. I mean, pound for pound, he may be stronger than me.
But you know what? Moxley might be the strongest in this thing.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I've seen everything now.
Japan is my favorite country.
Yeah.
100%. I love it. The
What
fans
about
are
it?
amazing. Well, I mean, the respect that they give the wrestlers over there is unreal. They're very quiet, and then sometimes they're very loud. They're stomping their feet. They're clapping their hands. It's just a different vibe.
He pretty much told us why most pro wrestlers love Japan. Yeah, America is the biggest market for pro wrestling money-wise, but I think Japan is where you got the most love and respect. Dolph Ziggler was going to get fired after this match. So this is a story of 2008. Dolph Ziggler took on Batista, but was literally squashed in a 3-minute match. Dolph Ziggler thought this could be his last match. And
Yeah, you
made
tell them
fun
your
of for
name
the longest time. Yes. And then I think I have like a double count out or roll in and beat Truth. And then I'm not on TV for a month and a half. And then I come back and it's against Batista. And I go, oh, this is my last day of work.
Big Show is known for his hard, fierce chops, but the only person whom Big Show doesn't dare to chop is Triple H. Big Show revealed on a podcast.
You know who's the worst to chop? The absolute worst that I don't chop him? Triple H. Because he's got such an upper chest when he's in the corner and he does that. His upper chest is so hard and it peaks. It's like slapping two bowling balls. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it's just...
Do you know The Rock was scared of this match so much that he wanted to change the opponent? And it's pretty easy to guess. He was scared of wrestling Goldberg. The match was really, really good, but you know how it is with Goldberg.
What do we do with Goldberg, Rock? I don't know, but me and Ray could have a hell of a match. So 2 weeks in, Rock was bailing on him and just like going, oh man, and I'm just terrified of this match.
Do you know LA Knight had a chance to come to WWE earlier, but he didn't? So LA Knight was signed with WWE in 2021, but he had a chance to come to WWE early. But he didn't because...
there's a lot of fondness there. There's also a lot of frustration that I didn't leave sooner, and not because there was an issue there necessarily, but just because I had the opportunity to come here earlier, but I was lured in by that evil money.
Do you know Triple H didn't wanted Jeff Hardy to win WWE Championship? So if you don't know, Jeff Hardy won the WWE Championship in 2008, one of the most memorable moments of Jeff Hardy's career. Now we all know many people in the management didn't wanted Jeff Hardy to win that championship, and one of them was Triple H. A former WWE writer revealed in an interview.
And the day of the production meeting of Armageddon, Hunter brought it up and everybody else was cool and nobody had said anything. And I'm sitting in there nervous. And he says, are we really going to trust the championship with this guy?
Do you know John Cena stopped Heath Slater from getting fired? So this is the story when Nexus debuted and beat the hell out of John Cena. And Heath Slater grabbed the rope and was going to choke John Cena. But Cena said no. Because if he did that, he was going to get fired. Daniel Bryan did that and he was fired.
You can even see in that one part with the ropes down, I grab the rope and I go to choke Cena with it. And he literally takes it off. He's like, no choke.
Shawn Michaels is known for his sweet chin music, or we can say his own version of Superkick. But do you know Shawn Michaels once told this WWE wrestler to not use Superkick? So the guy he told that was Tajiri. If you don't know Tajiri was a Japanese pro wrestler who used to do a beautiful Superkick. But Shawn Michaels told him,
I was super crazy. Somebody told me that like he had pulled Tajiri aside and told him to stop doing his kicks.
every time we see Dominic Mysterio, we always think that why Dominic Mysterio skipped NXT, and deep down we know the answer. But do you know Dominic Mysterio was supposed to go to NXT? So Dominic Mysterio revealed in an interview.
Afterwards too, I was supposed to go down to NXT and do the whole developmental thing and how the process is actually supposed to go. But it just never happened.
Do you know this WWE superstar refused to take chops from Gunther? Gunther, our former Walter, is known for his hard, fierce chops, but Booker T refused to take that during Royal Rumble 2023. Booker T faced Gunther in the Royal Rumble match and he was also eliminated by Gunther, but Booker T said,
when I was in the Rumble, I thought about taking one of those chops. And then I said, man, the hell with that.
I'm not taking that damn chop. I might die.
Do you know what Cody Rhodes said to John Cena during John Cena's Boston WWE return? John Cena and Cody Rhodes shared a special moment on live television.
Oh, what he said to me on Raw was, I was telling him if he ever does another match, I would like it to be with him. And he, I think you can hear him pretty well, says, I can't promise that. But I also didn't want to make it about myself in that moment. So I just endlessly thanked him.
Do you know WWE blacklisted LA Knight for over 2 years?
Okay, here's what happened. So 2008, I had a tryout with at Raw. It was in Philadelphia, so Washington D.C. Worked a dark match, loved it. Brought me back the following week. They wanted me to go to Philadelphia and Connecticut. Went to Philadelphia. Jamie Noble was making sure that I worked out ahead of everybody, so that the agents saw me because he was like certain that I was going to get a job. The next day on Tuesday, without too many details, I showed up an hour late, like an idiot, and that was pretty much the end of the road for me. And they wouldn't touch me for they wouldn't even talk to me or answer my calls for 2 years.
Do you know Seth Rollins forced WWE to make him the first NXT champion? And now it's not like that he said and they made him, but Seth Rollins revealed on Broken Skull Sessions.
And this was 3 months later. I'm sitting in a room with Hunter, and I'm saying, I want that NXT championship. I want to be the first one to hold that title. Put it on me, and this brand is off and running. You go in another direction with it, and I don't know where you're going to be in a couple years from now.
Why do I look worse than you? And you had a fight, and I had a wrestling match.
And you had brass knuckles.
I don't know. Did you got punched in the face?
He kicked me in the face.
Jesus.
I think it was a kick in the first 2 minutes, but I liked it. I like it.
Do you know how did Logan Paul suffer this black eye? So this happened in SummerSlam 2023 where Logan Paul went one-on-one against Ricochet. And now this is the only kick that Logan Paul got in first 2 minutes, which was a drop kick. Other than that, there is literally no kick that Logan Paul got in the whole match. Do you know Chris Jericho once had to convince Vince McMahon to lose against John Cena? So the story is of Vengeance 2002, John Cena's first pay-per-view match against Chris Jericho. But WWE didn't had any plans to let John Cena win. So Chris Jericho said,
listen, I called Vince one night when Cena was first starting, our first pay-per-view. I said, Vince, you have to let me put this guy over. Why? He doesn't mean anything. I said, he could mean something. But if you just put him on this big pay-per-view and I win, but if we keep fucking beating him, it doesn't matter. So he'll do a great job with me. And what if he beats me? Oh my gosh.
Look, here's the deal with Drew McIntyre. A lot of people got very excited when he became the first ever British WWE champion. For me, it is an absolute disgrace. It is an outrage. Everybody on the planet knows it should have been me. Quite clearly, I have plenty of opportunities that were taken away from me. But
I don't know why this guy is jealous, because he really got plenty of opportunities for the WWE Championship. It should be me! Do you know Samoa Joe once choked out AJ Styles by his coquina clutch?
I don't, man. I don't. I thought, listen, did he ever tell you when he finally got the coquina clutch on me and totally choked me out like I was out? No! I went to sleep in a match. Thank God it was the finish because I was asleep.
Wow! Do you know Wardlow started his pro wrestling career at Monday Night Raw? But you may be thinking Wardlow was never in WWE. Then how?
I was actually at a Monday Night Raw in Cleveland, and somebody handed me a flyer for a live pro wrestling show, and a wrestling school was promoted on the back.
Right.
So I called them the next day and started with them. It was called The Dungeon in Cleveland.
Yes.
And then shortly after that, Matt Justice took me under his wing and introduced me to IWC in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Do you know Rey Mysterio was originally set to face Floyd Mayweather instead of Big Show?
That whole thing changed. Originally, I think that was supposed to be Floyd Nye against Batista and Ray. It was supposed to be a tag originally. And then there was a series of injuries. I think Dave got hurt really bad, either tore a lat or a bicep, and same thing happened with Ray. Presented the opportunity, hey, will you work with him one-on-one? I'm like, hell yes, I'll work with him. Whatever you guys want to do.
You know, that match also would have been great. So this is Rey Mysterio's son Dominic Mysterio first WWE segment where he was playing a PSP. Now I know it might be unimportant, but do you know which game he was playing?
When you played PSP on SmackDown that one time, that was FIFA, right? No, BS. What was it? Don't say like Final Fantasy X or something.
No, it's Final Fantasy X2. It's you, Nicole.
You were playing friggin' Liberty City Stories on that? Yeah.
Do you know Carmelo Hayes rejected AEW for WWE NXT? So after spending almost 5 years on the independent circuit, the two offers he got in his hand was AEW and WWE, and I think he took the right decision.
But then I had the like change of heart where I was like, you know what? No, I'm going the top two, and it's either WWE or somewhere else. Like those are my two that I'm going for. And that's all it's going to be. And I'm going to get there somehow, some way. And I had both opportunities right around the same time, and I chose WWE.
This WWE legend blamed Seth Rollins for breaking John Cena's nose. So if you don't know, Seth Rollins broke John Cena's nose on an episode of Raw, which I think was really an accident. But Bret Hart had some different thoughts about that.
He clearly knees John Cena as hard as he can in the face. It's not John Cena's fault. If you watch it, it's not John Cena leaning in. It's Seth Rollins pulling his head down and kneeing him as hard as he can in the face. It's bullshit. It's everything I said's true.
This is one of the controversial promos of Liv Morgan.
You're the reason why your friend is gone, just like your big, fat, greedy contract is the reason why my friends are gone.
If you don't know this is a direct reference to the release of Sarah Logan and Ruby Soho. However, Liv Morgan revealed her thoughts about this in an interview.
To offend anyone. I don't want anyone to be upset at what I said. So in that aspect, I don't like that. I don't want people to be upset over something that I've said with no malice behind it whatsoever, But like I said, people are totally allowed to feel however they want to feel.
And say, let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you.
There is an interesting story behind this.
It was in 2010. I was tagging with Brian Cage at the time. And we were out in California, and the interviewer, we do this show called Mach 1 Wrestling, and it was always these Friday night shows, and afterwards they'd have like little interview sessions and stuff that they put online. And in that, I felt like the interviewer was just interviewing Brian way too long. And so finally when they brought that to me, I said, let me talk to you.
Do you know Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's son, never practiced doing frog splash?
When I hit the frog splash on Brock, we were in the back talking about what we could do if something presented itself, and my dad was like, hit him with the frog splash. I was like, I've never done a frog splash before. He's like, well, I just started looking at videos of how Eddie used to do it, and it kind of just came together.
Who is your least favorite opponent to face in WWE?
Ooh, good question. I always get the who's your favorite.
Oh my god, who it could be? Could it be John Cena? Or could it be The Miz? Or could it be Ryback?
Least favorite opponent? Does anybody even remember Elijah Burke?
Yeah, the Pope.
Yeah? Oh, he was terrible. He's absolutely the worst. Absolutely the worst. Talk about a diva. Woo. Man, oh man. Sorry if you liked him.
How did Adam Cole got his ring name? Now, Adam Cole's real name is Austin Jenkins. There is literally no relation with the name Adam Cole. Then why did Adam Cole decided to have Adam Cole as his ring name?
I was going to be named Cole by my parents up until like 2 days before. Then they decided to change it to Austin.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that was kind of a cool backstory. And the only reason I picked Adam instead of Austin was there were so many Austins. Stone Cold Steve Austin,
yeah.
Austin Idol, So it was like...
Why Drew McIntyre was fired from WWE in 2010. And before you blame WWE for this, I want to say that it was not WWE's fault. It was all Drew McIntyre's fault. And Drew McIntyre will tell you how.
And it took getting fired to look in the mirror and say, oh, this was kind of on me. I wasn't giving it my all, wasn't being honest with myself and looking at my weak areas where I could improve. And obviously some big personal things happened that pushed me over the edge when it came to the partying and drinking and the likes. But still, I wasn't doing anything to try and get better.
Do you know Daniel Bryan only did this dangerous move once in his career? Daniel Bryan revealed in an interview in 2000 he did a move known as Scope Killer. You can see a really dangerous move which can hurt your neck.
I did to Brian Kendrick. I did Homicide's finisher. I did that. I did that to Brian Kendrick, and he landed completely safe and all that kind of stuff. Regal came. He was at the show and he came to the back and he said, "I don't ever want to see you do that move again." And I thought he was joking at first, and I laughed. And he said, "No, I'm deadly serious. Never do that move again." I never did it again.
Do you know Randy Orton once missed rehearsal for a huge match? So Randy Orton versus Undertaker, one of the scariest feuds of all time. Randy Orton revealed that he missed rehearsal for WrestleMania 21 match with Undertaker.
I worked with The Undertaker for a year, and it all started off with me missing rehearsal for the biggest match of the year. A lot of people may have opinions about me earlier in my career, but nobody considers myself more of an than I do.
Do you know Kurt Angle was once eliminated because of rock, papers, and scissors?
Reason I got eliminated early is because I won paper, rock, scissors. We had a competition because John Cena was the champion. He was going to retain the title at Elimination Chamber. So the other 5 of us decided everybody wanted to get eliminated early. They didn't want to last the whole match because they weren't going to win. And I won paper, rock, scissors, so I got eliminated first.
Why Tony Khan doesn't appear on television? In simple words, why Tony Khan doesn't be an on-screen character like Vince McMahon?
Jump into the ring.
No, I don't write myself on as a TV character, but if this makes sense, I am a plot device in the show. So you'll hear my name a few times because I am the matchmaker. So I make the matches, so you'll have somebody, appeal to me, and I don't need to act or be on television or take up the TV time, but you do have to have a commissioner.
The reason behind John Cena's bald spot. So John Cena was spotted bald at SmackDown and the reaction was on social media, oh poor John Cena. But why did John Cena didn't cover that up? The reason behind this was revealed by a former WWE superstar.
I mean, I would hope that he's prepping for a role that requires that look. He's probably not that worried about it. I would think with the millions that he has, he would be able to cover that up if he wanted to.
Dustin Rhodes says he will never wrestle Cody Rhodes again. So we all know Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes had a really fabulous match at Double or Nothing, but Dustin Rhodes said that.
I'm glad that thing is over. I could never duplicate that ever again. Everybody's like saying, man, you guys need to have a second match. And it's like, no, I'm not touching that. I can't, because it won't live up to the expectations.
Sami Zayn didn't expect that he was going to join the Bloodline. So Sami Zayn revealed the original plans for the Bloodline.
But the initial idea wasn't to necessarily join the Bloodline, because I didn't even think that was possible. It's the Bloodline. You have to be blood, right? But the idea was that, I was calling myself the locker room leader, especially at that time. And of course, Roman Reigns is the head of the table. So the idea would have been to have a sort of on-screen relationship where, I'm checking in with him and he's checking in with me and I can help him out when the time is right and, that kind of thing.
Man, seeing Roman at Cardiff, I haven't seen him for like over 20 years. But I haven't, we really weren't close, but he was always around at our house playing with my brothers.
Do you know what? It doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter how you're doing.
Do you know Lana and Dolph Ziggler had to rehearse their kiss in front of Vince McMahon? So do you remember Dolph Ziggler and Rusev's storyline where Dolph Ziggler had to kiss Lana? So see what Lana said.
So we do it, and Vince goes, no. He's like, way slower. So he does it. He doesn't fully kiss Johnny Ace, but he does it fully super slow, and they get like this close.
Stop!
This is...
Like, what the fuck? This WWE had to go this far that Vince McMahon had to show them everything? Anyways, but in my opinion, Dolph Ziggler and Lana kiss is one of the best kiss I have ever seen anywhere. I just felt it. Sheamus reveals how long will he wrestle. I mean, when he will retire. So Sheamus revealed in an interview.
Weird stuff. Didn't make any sense. But no, look, listen. As long as I can go out there, as long as people want to, get excited to see the Celtic Warrior go out there, I'll just keep going as long as possible. I mean, I feel like I've got at least another 8 years in me. At least another 8 years, yeah.
So he wants to wrestle in his 50s also. Good for him. Big Show says, I wish I would have never been a world champion. So those who don't know, Big Show is a 6-time world champion. 2 times WWE champion, 2 times world heavyweight champion, and 2 times WCW world heavyweight champion. And still he said,
when I look back at it, I'm not a guy that ever should have had a title like that, a heavyweight title.
The tough thing about being a champion is...
The tough thing about being a champion is all that responsibility is on your head. And I never wanted that much responsibility. I never wanted to run the whole boat.
How Bret Hart came up with the name Hitman. So Bret Hart revealed that I was a bad guy. I just needed a name. I was actually in the Detroit airport. I've got to come up with a name and saw a little story on the newspaper of a famous boxer known as Thomas Hitman Hearns. I remember thinking about Hitman Hart. There's my name. You can say Bret Hart took somebody else's nickname and made his own. What Walter said about his name change to Gunther. So Gunther, our former Walter, was asked in an interview that is he upset by his name change. He said not all. To be honest, if it would be the other way around, it would be Gunther before and Walter now. A lot of people react negatively to change. Change is normal in life and it's part of it. I think Walter doesn't care about his name change. Whatever the name may be, I think his personality is going to be the same. Why AJ Styles stopped doing shooting star press and spiral taps? So AJ Styles used to do this type of moves in his TNA days, or you can say in the days when he was not in WWE. So AJ Styles revealed on his Twitch stream that I'm just afraid I'd hurt myself doing it. I'm not young. Same deal with spiral tap. I'm getting too old to be pulling that stuff. I'd probably hurt myself trying that. I think he's right. You need to be so athletic to pull out that type of stuff, and unfortunately, he's not young anymore. Why WWE splitted Enzo Amore and Big Cass? And the reason is shocking because Enzo Amore revealed on a podcast that if WWE had kept me and Cass together or given us the tag titles or given one of us a push towards the title, there was some major superstar potential, which was a scary thought to those in the higher ups. Or they wanted something different results or different creatively. Basically, he was saying that WWE didn't wanted Enzo and Big Cass to be successful.